Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is me, and I'm playing this. Thank you very much for joining me back once again in the world of Mass Effect 1. Where we had just left off last time, we had dealt with Saren's bullcrap. Unfortunately, he was able to escape on the Hobgoblin's flying glider. However, I have a feeling we will catch up to him in the future. But for now, we unfortunately must follow his footsteps and not lead him. So without further ado, let's get back on the track. I'm just gonna jump back into this map real quick. Actually, this is a decent time to carry up what I was trying to put down. Follow up with what I was trying to put down last time. Whoops, my bad. Okay, anyways, so I wasn't discussing, I was talking about my views on evolution and what I think happens as we progress throughout different stages of whatever this life is. You know, nobody knows what it is. We don't know where we come from. Really, we don't know where we come from. We don't know how we got here. We don't know what made us. I was talking, but okay.
Commander, urgent message from Alliance Command coming in. I'll patch it through.
Shepard, this is Admiral Hackett from Alliance Command. We've got a situation here, and you're the only one that can handle it.
What do you need, Admiral?
There's an Alliance training ground where we test weapons and technology in live fire simulations. One of the VIs we use to simulate enemy tactics in the drills is no longer responding to our override commands. It's gone rogue.
Are you telling me this computer is thinking on its own?
We're not stupid, Shepard. This is a virtual intelligence, not a true AI. It's not self-aware, and it can't access any external systems. We didn't do anything illegal here. Virtual intelligence support is critical to our military success. VIs process thousands of status reports and react in nanoseconds. No human can do that. We need you to fight your way through the training ground of the VI core and manually disable it.
Can't you disable it remotely?
Our fail-safes aren't responding. The VI operates on a closed network. It can't affect any external systems, but we don't have any direct access to its processes. We could bomb it from orbit, but the damage to the facility would be catastrophic. We'd prefer to have someone shut down the core. Someone like you. I know Spectres answer the Council, but you're still human. You're still part of the Alliance military, and right now we need you. The VI controls all the facility's weapons, drones, and automated defenses. You're the only one that can pull this off, Shepard. Good luck.
Sounded like more of a command than it did a request, but whatever. Where the hell did you say that was again? There it is. Aren't we? Isn't Earth in the solar system? Oh, that's where we're going. Sweet! Alrighty, so I said I know I wouldn't do a lot of the side missions and stuff just because adding that into the, the main storyline can take an extensively long time to complete this series, but I figured I'd take the time to do this one, not because it has any relevant importance to anything, but just because I'm trying to continue the thought that I have, and this is probably one of the easiest ways to do so. Just driving around. I might get a little boring after a while, but I'll try to keep it interesting. Anyways, so as I said before, the thought that I had was we kind of design our own evolution, and I think the way that we do that is, and I know this is going to sound kind of kind of weird. But the way that we do that is by building the next version of ourselves. So, or, oh shit, I totally forgot about this. Can I back? Ugh, damn it, I really wanted those incendiary rounds. So build, design, create, put together, you know, whatever. We kind of control how we go forward. So I don't remember exactly how I came to that conclusion. I was just, I don't know. Oh, look at Earth. I can see my house. Not really. I don't remember how I came to that conclusion. I was just thinking one night. I know I was watching a TV show, but I don't remember what show it was. And then I read the article. I can't quote the source of the article, but basically it might have been like a BuzzFeed thing. I wouldn't doubt it. That quoted Stephen Hawking as saying, if we continue on the path that we are on right now in regards to artificial intelligence, that we will create, you know, sci-fi's most feared thing, in which we will create true intelligence which will take over the world. So, I mean, sure, scary, whatever. You know, I mean, when you see films like The Matrix and Terminator, the Terminator series, the Matrix series, whatever franchises, it kind of throws it into a negative light, you know, I'll admit. So, I mean, and I was thinking about that, and I was thinking, you know, of the negative aspects that would have, but then I kind of thought, well, wait a minute. Is it that we should fear that, or is it that we should embrace it? Because that's the direction that we are, as evolutionary tools, we are supposed to go. There's not really any other way I can put that, just because we don't, like, as humans, we don't really know where we came from. We don't know why we are. We don't really know our purpose. So, I mean, why can't it be that? So, and then I started to think, well, I mean, how would that work? You know, how would we turn ourselves into robots? And then I kind of thought, oh shit, why do I keep opening this stuff? I'm probably losing out on really excellent weaponry. You know what? I'm going to take a few minutes and I'm going to get rid of some of my old crap. I'll be right back. Okay, that should be good enough for now. Maybe. So anyways, then I kind of thought, well, I mean, how would that work? Like, how would we turn into robots, basically? It's not even robots. It could be, you know, cyborgs. It could be, I don't know, any other iteration of the same thing. But basically, how would that work? Oh, this is not good. Let's get that shield boost up and going. Well, that was a bad idea. Of course you have. Okay, so how would that work? Well, and this is a part that, you know, I don't want to say is going to sound crazy, but it might. It might. So the way that I thought that the process would start is once we die. Shh, I knew that was going to happen at some point. Ah. Okay, sorry about that. When we go back into it this time, I will try to do better. Okay, well, this gives me more time to expand. So I thought, well, how would that work? So starting at the very beginning of the process, a human dies. You know, sad thing, funeral, lasagnas, flowers, cheery music. depending on who died. Person gets put into a casket or a death box or whatever you want to call it, gets put into the ground to just lay there, decompose, rot, whatever. So, you know, and I am not any kind of scientist. I don't, you know, fully understand the processes that happen when somebody's sitting in a death box under the ground 6 feet. So forgive my ignorance in the process of what really happens when somebody's sitting in a casket. So I'm probably going to butcher and people are going to hate, but whatever. You know, ideas can't advance if they don't get mentioned. So anyways, so once decomposition and stuff, you know, starts, the cells will change. You know, the box, the wood that is containing the body will eventually, you know, decompose as well. So it will all become, so to speak, part of the earth. It will go back into the ground. So obviously most cemeteries that I've seen, whether in TV or in real life, and that's very few, I hate frequenting cemeteries, just the evil, creepy thoughts of death and, you know, the fact that there are dead people laying under you just creeps the hell out of me. I dislike cemeteries very much. Anyways, so that stuff leaches into the ground. I'm sure that, you know, cemeteries have strict regulations about what can and cannot leach into the ground, but, you know, it'll happen. It happens one way or another. So, you know, human DNA, whether decomposed or not, will leach back into the ground. It will get sucked back up into, you know, the greenery, the trees, the flowers, the grass that is in the cemetery. And then say an animal eats that grass. So let's say, I don't know, 100 years down the road, you know, the cemetery's gone, people forgotten that it was a cemetery, and it turns into farmland. And again, this is all extremely hypothetical. I have no proof of this whatsoever. It's just a thought process that I had. So anyway, cemetery gets forgotten about, turns into farmland, animals eat, you know, said grass and whatnot. And then, you know, at one point, human DNA is reintroduced back into the ecosystem. Whoa, okay. You're gonna have to shout that in my ear, Tally. So that DNA is reintroduced back into the ecosystem. So let's say cow eats the grass that was soaking in human, you know, not human excrement, because it wouldn't really be excrement at that point. It would turn into excrement once the cow poops out, but and then let's say that DNA travels through the body of the cow, and let's say it does get turned back into fertilizer. Let's say all of that goes through the cow's body and is just, you know, thrown back into the world as useless whatever. So cow manure gets turned, or cow crap basically gets turned into manure. That manure is used to grow a crop of, I don't know, let's say broccoli in wherever broccoli is grown. I honestly have no idea. This was also a bad idea. That's not what I wanted. So, and then let's say somebody eats that broccoli. And then let's say human cell from that broccoli is introduced into the reproductive system of that person, and then that person, you know, let's say that one is the one successful thing that makes it into the female reproductive system, and then a baby is born. Kids, if you have questions about what I'm talking about, go ask your parents, because I'm not explaining it to you. That is not a conversation I'm being responsible for. I'll be responsible to start it, not to finish it. So anyways, that person, in turn, has a baby. That baby's born. So that cycle of life goes on. So how does that turn into us turning into robots? You're probably asking yourself. Okay, well, here we go. So we're going to take that and we're going to extrapolate. Well, we're not going to extrapolate. We're going to expand. So people die, go back into the ground. Let's say cemetery is, I don't know, into the side of a mountain, you know, or that person's buried on the side of a mountain. So, okay. So that's gonna happen. Then let's say they're put into a really shady cedar wooden box to be buried. Or you know what? They're just buried. They're just buried in open ground. As was the custom many years ago. Back in the Old West, where, you know, dead bodies would just lay everywhere, apparently. And then let's say, human DNA leaches into an iron ore deposit. So, you know, we are carbon-based life forms. I believe iron is a carbon-based mineral. Again, I'm stretching, I know, but I mean, this is how theories are born. So, I don't know if there's anything in here that's gonna open fire when I come in here. I hope not. I'm gonna save it real quick. Just because I have a really bad habit of not saving in this game. Actually, games that require saving, I have a really bad habit of not doing so, and then I get screwed and have to spend an hour getting back to where I was. So, human DNA gets leached into iron ore deposit. Lovely. We're gonna die. This is taking too long. Ow. And then that iron ore gets mined, and some of that is used to develop, oh, I don't know, a computer chip. Or you know what? I think we're also silicon-based life forms. I don't know. Again, I don't really understand exactly how humans are composed or comprised, but whatever. Anyway, so we get stuck. Human DNA gets stuck into a CPU. So now, let's just say, and this is where the sci-fi part of it starts to come into play. Let's say brain matter is what is used to compose the iron ore that was composed, or the silicon that was used to compose. Oh, yay. We have to go do this 2 more times. I forgot about this. This is going to take a while. Good, because I have a lot to talk about. So anyways, that gets used to compose the CPU. So now we have brain matter in a central processing unit of, say, let's start simple, of a computer. So the computer that I'm using to record this gameplay footage and the audio and what I will be using to, you know, edit all of this episode together. Let's say we now have brain matter that is incorporated into that CPU. Well, let's say, as is with these, I'm just trying to think of the words to put this together. Sorry. So as is with brain, as is with the human brain, we don't really understand how it all works, and we don't have a thorough understanding of how it's all put together. Unlike a CPU, which we do understand how it works and how it's all put together. Well, the people that build them and design them, I don't. All I know what a CPU does is it takes data and electricity and does stuff with it. That's all I know. So anyways, we have brain matter in a CPU. Let's say that brain matter becomes aware. Now, not necessarily aware of what it is or where it is or how it is. It doesn't have any... Ooh, we're getting back to the 150 limit. I am going to have to sell some stuff. I will be right back. I'm just going to re-equip and hopefully things come back nice.